Hello and welcome to Wisdom of Experts. In this video we're gonna continue our Python journey. In the last video we learned about variables on an online code editor known as Repelli. So in this video we're gonna learn how to install Python 3 on our own computer and an integrated development environment or an IDE on our computer. So let's get started. First of all, head over to any browser named Opera, Google Chrome, any browser you have, and then write Python download. Here you will see the first site python.org. Just click that site and then click download Python 3.12.0 and it will download the Python for you. You can just follow the instructions in the installer. Open a new tab and head over to Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is a lightweight code editor that we use to easily write to our Python code. So click on the first link, click on download, and it will download your file of Visual Studio Code. So now you can see Python is installed. You can click on this is the Python, and this is directly where you can write your code normally. So if we type what is 1 plus 3, so as you can see it gives us an error called syntax error, invalid syntax. So in Python you don't just write a sentence to make the computer work, you have to write in the computer's language, which is called programming, in order to make it work. So if we type 1 plus 2, as you can see it tells us 3. If we write 1 plus 4, it works. But if we write 1 plus 6 and then question mark, it will give us that same error. Now just exit out of the terminal. You can just click on this cross arrow, or you can type exit and then open parenthesis and then close parenthesis and exit it. And then now let's open our IDE, which is Visual Studio Code. I'm using the insiders version, which is an development version. So once you have opened it, it will ask you to open a folder. Just create an folder on it and then type and then click open folder. Once you have opened your folder, just click on this icon, this small file icon, click on it and then name your py file. Every Python file ends with .py. So for example, start.py. So as you can see, here is a Python file. Before doing that, just head over to the extensions tab, which is located in the left sidebar. Open it and then search for Python. So here you just install your Python, so you can easily run Python in Visual Studio Code. Next, let's talk about comments. In last video we only talked about variables, which is a step ahead of comments. So let's talk about comments. So comments start with hashtag, and whatever you write in this comment won't be printed to the console. So for example, if I write this and then right click, save it, right click and then click run Python a terminal and let it run. As you can see, nothing is printed here. But if I write print and then hello world and then save it and then again right click and run Python file in terminal, as you can see it says hello world. So this means that the Python that part is just commented. So this is used by developers in order to organize their code easily. What are the types of data we can use in Python? So here is a list of some data types with their examples in this table, you will see. And here you can just pause the video and take a look at it. If I type x equals to stint 3.0 and then I type print x, it will print an normal number which is 3, but it won't print 3.0. But if I type str, then it will print 3.0 only. But if I change it to again float, and then it will also print 3.0 only. So there's though, so the integer function only removes the point decimals. For example, if I type 1 2 3 4 after the decimal and then type int in front instead of float and then run it, it will only show 3 there, which eliminates the numbers after the point with and round it off to the nearest number. For example, y is equals to int and then in quotes I write 5, it will, and then I print y, it will print your normal 5 only. But if I change it to float and then I print 05 for example, and then I print y and then run Python, as you can see it prints 5.0. it ignores that 0 because there is no point of it, and then adds a point after it because the float is an decimal function. Now let's talk about strings. So for example, if I type a equals to hi and then print a, it will print that a function. So for example, I run this, as you can see it's type hi here. Let me comment out this so it doesn't come in the way. See, and then for big strings like b equals to ab, for example, hi, I am a coder. So for that you need to put double quotes 3 times in the front and the back of the line, or you can put 3 single quotes in the front and the back of the line. For example, here like this, I put 3 of them and then I go back and then put 3 of here and then I here and print b. So here, as you can see, I run the command and it runs as it is because this is a multi string. So in Python there are different types of operators like in real life, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, comparison operators like greater to, equal to. And then for example, let's type x equals to 5 plus 3, and then if I print x, it will give me the solution of this. If I run it, as you can see, it prints it. Let me again comment out this so it doesn't get in the way. So if I run again and show you, as you can see, it prints at 8. If I do another one like y equals to 5 into 3 and then I print y and then I save it and then I run again, as you can see 5 into 3 15, it's right. And then for division we use for example 4 byte. So for division we don't use that division sign, we type for your number and then a slash and then the other number, and then we print z again. So if you print this and then run it again, as you can see it prints it and it prints it as a decimal. So, and if you want to change it into a normal integer, you can just type int against it, and you can type int in your code. For example, int here and then here and then you put here and then save it. And if you run it again, as you can see, it comes at an integer, there is no decimal there. So this is the normal types of operators like your multiplication, and let me show you your minus also. So for example, 3 minus 2 1, 3 minus 1. So here I print w, and if I save and then I run Python again, as you can see it comes again as 2. So these were the normal operators that you use in daily life, and then for example other are the comparison operators. So now let's talk about comparison operators. So for example, if I type a equals to 30 and b equals to 5, so if I type if a is greater than b and then put an double dot here and then type print A is greater than B. And if this fails as a condition, then I type else, then again that double dotted, and then print. Nope, B is, I need to put the quotes. Nope, B is greater than A. So for example, here we can see that A is obviously greater than B, and if I run it, as you can see, it says hi, A is greater than B. For example, if I change B to 45 or 59 for example, and then I run again Python, as you can see, it says B is greater than A. These are the normal comparison operators we can also use. So for example, if I type if A is smaller than B, or if A is smaller than B, then print A isn't bigger than B, or else we type print B A is bigger than B. So if I run it and then run again Python, as you can see, it says A is bigger than B. And if I change it again to 5 and then save and then run a Python again, it will say A is bigger than B. So these were the comparison operators. There are some complex comparison operators also, but we will talk about that in the next video. So thank you for watching, and I hope you liked this tutorial.